Hey, my name is Kwaku and welcome to Appritic. Welcome to my first video. Today I'm going to be taking a look at an app for Windows 10 called Bamboo Paper. I'm going to be testing it on the ease of use, the functionality, and the design to see just how well it holds up in today's app economy. I'm going to be running through this in a series of videos, including running an app review for it. You'll see how it works and a brief tutorial of how to use it. And you'll get my judgments on how everything works together, and also some suggestions to the developer on perhaps some improvements to the specific app for the specific platform. Hope you guys enjoy. So here I am taking a look at Bamboo Paper for Windows 10. You can get this on the App Store, the Windows 10 Microsoft Store, for free, but it does have some paid subscription information, not subscription, but paid information that you can get for additional features and microtransactions as usual for everything nowadays. But starting off the layout here, in this video, I'm going to talk about the ease of use of the application, or how easy is it for an average Joe to pick up the app and use it without asking for help. And as you can tell by the layout right in front of me here, it looks quite simple. It looks pretty bare bones simple. Like, there's not much of a UI to even try to play with. There's not much of anything to really look at. Over here, this allows you to delete the book. So if you highlight over this or just hit delete, it allows you to delete the current notebook that you have, which I only have one, so I'm not going to bother deleting it. And then over here, this tells you export book. Over here, you can print the book, which allows you to print all the pages you have in the book. So if you've done some sketches, taken some notes, whatever it is, you can print the book right here. And here is some book settings. So the book settings allow you to change the cover color. Like if I want yellow, which I'm gonna pick orange, red-ish, whatever the color this is, more orange. You can add lines, different lines to the paper. You can add graphing lines, so that way if you have a stylus, if you're using this on a device with a stylus or a touchscreen, which I am not, you can in fact, it'd be easier to do graphs with this, with the little dots all over the place, the grid almost. Speaking of grid, you can get grid lines, so more fine print graphs and things like that. Regular, standard, what looks like college rule lines. And then you got the vertical lines and you got the plain paper there, if you just like to draw and do nothing else. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pick something less busy for the eyes. I'm going to pick the dots so I have some kind of composition on there. And and you just click anywhere outside of the notebook to get rid of that. Above here you have about. Takes you basic stuff up with the about. They have the Bamboo Smart Pad, so if you want to learn more about having the Bamboo Smart Pad, you can look it up by hitting learn more. You can do Bamboo ink, so if you have the Bamboo ink pen that Wacom sells, you can get that and you can use it with this as well. There's a lot of little additions that you can use it with, so it's really cool. And back to the home button, and here is the store here, which I'll get to in a second. And then here you can add a new book. If I click this, I can add different books. The artist book allows you to have more artist style things, so it allows you to have textures, whether you want Reeves style texture. That is my Instagram going off. Whether you want Reeves style textures or you want just any kind of texture, really. They have a lot of watercolored style textures and everything for that, because they have various types of ink on there too. And then so we're going in the store now. Going in the store here, we have the Thinker. These are different types of notebooks, as I said. The Thinker, it says capture thoughts on a universal range of paper types. You have the Maker. If you're a person who makes things, this is what I was talking about, a style like that. They have different types of things. If I click on it, it's going to open up the little dialogue, which I don't want to do for me to purchase it. It's 99 cents, not that expensive, so it's kind of fine if you want to just get it. I think each of these are 99 cents. The artist here, again, what I was talking about, different textures, different types of canvas. So if you're an artist and you like to digitally draw, or you just want to simulate your painting or sketch drawing, whatever it is, you can do that on here. And then the writer, different types of paper for just, writing. They say vintage papers for beautiful handwritten journals. These are just the notebook types. So then they also have tool types. And then by default, they give you the ball pen, the felt pen, oh, I thought that said something else. Never mind. No demonetization here. The pencil, and they have the brush pen, watercolor brush, which is one of the things that I was talking about. So if you have the special artist paper, background. You can also use the watercolor brush and the crayon. So these are all the default ones that you get right here off the bat for this current notebook. And then you can go to packs. They have the Pro pack, which gives you all the things related to Pro stuff. So you get, says the Pro contains all the drawing and writing tools for all premium notebooks, and it's only $2, which isn't that bad. Apparently they don't have the creative pack available. It receives all of the artist style stuff, and then the fine line pack, which says it's unavailable currently, but it contains it says hand sharpened pencil as well as unlimited writer and maker notebooks. So apparently there's a limit to the amount of notebooks you can have, but that's not too bad because they tell you right here it's part of each pack. So you get the Pro pack, you get everything, and that's probably why they got rid of the other 2 packs, because it's already, everything is included with the Pro pack, which isn't bad at all. And then they got stylus here, which allows you to go to Wacom's website and get a stylus or get a bamboo pad to actually do some digital drawings if you don't have a touchscreen like I don't. So then back here you have the notebook. So this is the main screen that you boot up after you log in. Well, there's no login actually. I'll get to that in a second. After you boot up the application, you have this basic screen here. And when you look at the screen, all there's going to be is no notebook. So like I'm going to delete the page finally. I'm going to reset it. So it's going to default to orange, blue. I almost said orange. And of course I'm going to change the notebook's type. I'm going to change that to orange, and I'm going to put the dots in it. So now it's got dots and it's orange. Click anywhere to close and you're set. The next thing you're going to see is the title of your notebook and how many pages you've put into the notebook. So what I can do is I can change the title. Say if I want to do review, I can have a review notebook and click away to get rid of it, or tap away to get rid of it. And then now you have the new notebook name called review, and it's got 1 page by default. It's a blank page. And then here you have exactly what you would see. So if I type, nothing comes up because this is for drawing. So if I drag the mouse, you can see, you know, I can write a poor fake signature on there. This is the home button as usual. This allows you to insert images. Obviously you have your undo and your redo. And then these are the different pen types. So you can choose a tool. I call them pens by default, but these are tools because they're not all pens. This is a pencil clearly, and this is a crayon. Basically everything I read back there is right here. So you have right here, you have your default ballpoint pen. Then you have some markers, you got pencils, you got more markers. You have whatever this is. I think this is, oh, this looks like a charcoal style brush. This is a watercolor pen. What am I talking about? Yeah, I think this is a watercolor pen, and this is a marker. And then right here you have your crayon. You have different sizes of crayons. So it simulates a crayon, which is nice. It's similar to an app I did back in the day before I started this channel. I had an old channel called Next Gen Windows. Similar to an app called Fresh Paint, which pretty much did exactly this kind of thing. You could simulate textures and different things like that and just draw for fun. Only I think Fresh Paint also supported typing. And you can change colors too. They have a lot of colors. One thing I wish they would add on here, I don't know why these are blank by the way. Oh, you can add. Okay, never mind. Well, first I was going to say one thing I wish they had a simple color wheel, but this is simple as well. This works pretty well. And then you can also fine tune your color just like that. And you can go back to the color wheel just like that and pick whatever you want. One thing I'm noticing though that I would like as an artist myself, one thing I would like is at least to be able to type in the hexadecimal value. So if you already know the hex value of what you want, I wish you could type it into the color palette here and you could have it. So that would be a very useful thing. And then you can always go back to whatever color you had originally, which is nice. Yeah, so here's eraser here. So with the eraser, it's very interesting because if you go fast, it deletes the whole section. So like if I go fast, it gets bigger and it deletes more of it. I mean, so if I start slow, it deletes a small amount. If I go faster, it gets larger. You notice it gets larger as I go faster and slow, and it's smaller. So that's an interesting thing. So if you want to erase things quickly, just erase quickly and it'll go fast and it'll be bigger. So that's a very interesting thing. You can also clear the whole page by just clicking on it fully after you've already selected it. And then this right here is a toggle full screen button. By default, I don't know why this is even here. I guess the UI is so minimal that there's really no reason to need to click the full screen. But I guess if you really use all of the real estate of the screen, you would need to do that. Down here, it allows you to browse pages, allows you to jump to different pages here. So if you add a page with this button here, or copy a page with this button here, you can jump to it, which I'm not gonna do. Yeah, so it's a pretty bare minimum app. If I hit next here, you can see I add another page. I can draw, I can attempt to write on it, you know. I can do all that stuff. And if I click this button here, I can just jump back here. It's a pretty nice, like, clean interface, and it gives the skeuomorphism of paper, which is what we had back in the day. I would click on this icon back here, but I have like an icon here telling me how long I've been recording, so it'll pause the recording. But you can go back and forth. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, and it's really simple to do it. As usual, again, if you click this plus here, it gives you a new page, or if you just hit the next, it'll bring up a new page. I can either just click on the page and switch back, or, you know, just so and so. So if I click on this new page here, I can delete the page. It's got a trash can icon. It's going to ask me, do I want to delete it? I'll say yes. And then I got 2 pages here of me writing gibberish. So it's a very clean interface. Like I said, this inserts images. It brings up your file explorer, and then you just insert an image wherever you want it to be. So it's a very clean app. I think it's pretty simple to use, honestly. For this ease of use here, I think it's pretty simple to use. I'll go in more depth about the functionality in the next video, but this video is getting a little long. So for now, just take a look at Bamboo Paper. Stay tuned for part 2. Take a look at the functionality, and then part 3, talking about the design of the application. My name is Kwaku, and welcome to Appritic. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Take care.